Fans, we appreciate your patience here in the weather. The game is continuing to be delayed. We'd like you to follow along on NCFC socials to get the latest updates, and we'll update you there. Thank you. Thank you to the following groups joining us here tonight. If you'd like your group to join us at a future NCSE or Courage match, let us know in the box office. Lakeville Soccer Park and NCSE promote good sportsmanship by athletes, coaches, and spectators. Through pastoral cooperation, support the athletes and officials in a positive manner. Intimidating athletes or statements based on biases in politics, gender, age, race, faith, ethnicity, or sexual orientation will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the said competition. Please refrain from throwing objects on the playing field, holding whistles, and interfering with the flow of the game. Spectators engaging in such actions will be removed from the stadium and possibly arrested. Here tonight's match officials, please welcome referee J.J. Valinsky, assistant referee Austin Holt, assistant referee Colin Ashley. Our fourth official this evening is Joe Serkin. Here's tonight's starting line for Loudoun United FC. Please welcome the captain, number 14, Zach Ryan. In goal, number 23, Hugo Peru. Number 2 is Keegan Hughes. Number 3, Keegan Timothy. Number 4 is Thomas McGade. Number 6, Kwame Awua. Number 7, Wesley Leggett. Number 8, William Below. Number 12 is Andrew Skendrich. Number 24, Jacob Erlinson, and number 30, Abdulatif Abukara. Loudoun led by head coach Ryan Martin, with assistant coaches Chris Beckman, Steve Coleman, and Victor Longchuck. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's match ball being delivered by season ticket member Thomas Eckstein. Please welcome Thomas to the field.
After buckets and buckets of rain, it's time to play USL Championship soccer as North Carolina FC, pretty good at home, but 1-4-4. Welcome Loudoun United FC. They're 2-5-2. Both these teams hoping to climb the USL Championship table. And good evening, everyone. Alongside the great Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke, and finally we're here after a long delay, ready to roll on this one.
Yeah, it was a little soggy coming in, Dean, but I'm really pleased that we get to have a game of football here in between two teams that really, really need to get 3 points today.
Listen, offensively, it's still a question mark for North Carolina FC, but defensively, they've been locked down. They're going to move the three center backs around a little bit tonight. Yeah,
and it's one of those things, be careful what you mess with, Dean, right? They've been really, really good, have the best defensive league in the record in the league based on stats. But the way they need to move some of those players around, Paco Craig, we think is going to shift to the right. And then two players that have been really, really strong for them, Justin Malou and Mr. Washington.
Yeah, and let's take a deeper look at both those players as Malou scored a brilliant goal in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup.
Yeah, sort of a flying backheel goal, which you don't get to see from too many centre-backs. But two players right in the peak of their career, 25 years old, really athletic. But we'll be interested to see how Bryce Washington slots into that central position. He can cover a lot of ground and reads the game really, really well.
All right, those are the two players you got the spotlight on for the home team. How about the visitors from Loudoun United FC?
Yeah, 23-year-old former St. John's University striker Wesley Leggett scored two great goals in the Open Cup victory against Orange County on the road, and a player that's really dynamic and will cause some problems on that giant, vast surface that is Wakemed Soccer Park.
Loudoun United FC coached by Ryan Martin, the son of the legend Jay Martin. Olex Anderson looking to return to the Golex days, hoping to score some. Should be a good one. North Carolina FC, Loudoun United FC. We'll have the lineups and the kick when we return.
Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small in partnership with AMD and Microsoft has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa. With sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
Have you ever needed to stop or change the way you do something you love because of aches, pains, or injury? The physical therapists at Select Physical Therapy are here to get you back to work, life, and your favorite activities. Most importantly, your goals are their goals. Their movement experts will listen and develop an individualized treatment plan so you can heal. Begin care faster by requesting an appointment today at selectphysicaltherapy.com. Experience the power of physical therapy at Select Physical Therapy.
Welcome back to Wakemed Soccer Park, where we've had nearly an hour and 20-minute delay, but just about ready to get rolling for this matchup between North Carolina FC and Loudoun United FC. Dean Linke with Andrew Tate. And Andrew, let's take a look at the starting lineups, and we'll start with the home team, North Carolina FC, led by John Bradford.
Yeah, and I like this lineup for the home team, Dean. It's got a little bit of a tweak in the back line, as we talked about, with Paco Craig shifting from that central back position out to the right centre-back role. But then up top, I like the Perez, Conway and Anderson Jr. combination with pace, invention and creativity. It's a strong team. Just the three changes with Perez, Mensingen and Ezra Armstrong coming in, DaCosta, Brewer and Blanco dropping to the bench.
Those are the starting lineups. The man in the middle for this one is J.J. Belinsky. As you take a look at Loudoun United FC, break that one down.
Yeah, just three changes for the visitors from Loudoun, coming off the back of a 2-0 defeat to El Paso at home. Three changes: Keegan Hughes and Keegan Tingy come into the back line, with Wesley Leggett coming in to replace a position up top, with Dambro, Francois and Bidois dropping to the bench.
Second game of the season, North Carolina FC went up to Loudoun United, and Loudoun United trounced them 3-1. Loudoun wearing the white and red jerseys, North Carolina FC in their familiar blues. As you see John Bradford, the top man for North Carolina FC. As been with North Carolina FC youth system forever, still a key part of the academy as well. And then Ryan Martin, the top man for Loudoun United FC, as I said in the open, the son of Dr. Jay Martin, who has more wins in the men's game than anybody, 762, a legend at Ohio Wesleyan. And we are underway, USL Championship. So much rain that there was standing water, but one thing we've learned over the years, this field really does drain well, and didn't take them too long. A couple squeegees and off we go.
Yeah, I was surprised to see standing water on the field, but it did disappear, but it was some heavy rain for a period of a good few hours there, Dean. But I'm just pleased that the game gets underway, and the fans that have turned out and braved the conditions will get to see some quality action here.
An early yellow card to Rafa Menzigen. I mean, so early that you've got to be concerned. We're not even 1 minute into the game, and Rafa Menzigen, who pretty much is fair play all the way. It was a hard tackle, though, and he'll get a yellow card.
Yeah, he just steps on Ryan's foot there. I don't think there's any intent there, just a little clumsy. He looked a bit mystified by the decision there, Menzigen. He's got to walk a tightrope now for a long part of this game, and with the slippy conditions and any mistake, he's could find himself in some trouble. And that's fresh off the back of 2 red cards in the last home game here, Dean, in the Open Cup. So a situation NCFC will be hoping to avoid.
Loudoun United FC has had success against North Carolina FC. They have 3 wins and 1 loss in their 4 previous meetings. They got their 3rd win this year. At one point it was tied 1-1, but then they got 2 more. Be a corner kick coming now for Loudoun United. Loudoun United sitting in 10th place right now with 8 points. North Carolina FC in a tie for 11th with Miami at 7 points. 3 points could potentially push them as high as 8, both teams. And 8 teams from each conference make the playoffs. Corner kick coming. Loudoun United FC. Punched out of there by Jake McGuire. He's been splitting time with Carrera. Off the head of Malou. It looked like a push there, and it was. It'll be a whistle, and it'll come back to North Carolina FC. Raheem Summersall established himself as the starter when the season began, and that included a draw against the really impressive Charleston Battery, where at times North Carolina FC actually outplayed the Battery, and right now nobody can touch the Battery, but that seems like years ago now, doesn't it? So, hammered from the right side by the man with the yellow card, Rafa Menzigen, obviously the wrong side of the goal, but he let that one rip.
He's having a good smirk on his way back to his right wing back position there. Really ambitious attempt from the Brazilian there. Not short on confidence. He's having a good season. Having made the jump from USL League One to the Championship. And there takes a very high level technical ability to strike that ball coming across your body first time and hit the target, but he wasn't far off.
Good to see Loudoun United FC again as North Carolina FC dropped down for a few years. USL League One, winning the USL League One Championship a year ago, already knowing that they were going to bump up to USL Championship, but certainly felt like I just got back from Ireland and France, kind of felt like that same sort of promotion relegation situation.
Yeah, a hot topic in the United States.
Louis Perez, another one of those players that had great success at USL League One and has, I think, handled the jump just fine, just like you mentioned with Rafa.
Yeah, the 2 of them, Perez and Menzigen, have been really key players to start the season. I think they were probably hoping for a little bit more explosive attacking output from some of the new signings. It hasn't quite been there, but Menzigen and Perez have certainly been a part of some of the best work that the home team has done this season.
So Washington, who began his collegiate career at Rutgers, then finished at Pitt. Jay Vidovich, who falls into that Martin family as well. Just 5 minutes in. to be fair, folks, it was raining so much. There were flood warnings going off all over the triangle. We're here in Cary, North Carolina, which is right around Raleigh, pretty close to Morrisville. Down the road is Chapel Hill and Durham. As you see, Ezra Armstrong, wearing number 42, Armstrong, the son of U.S. Soccer Hall of Famer Desmond Armstrong, gets it back from Rafa Menzigen. Ezra Armstrong, an extra touch to get it back to Rafa. He'll square it to Summersaw. Summersaw, I was starting to say, lost his starting spot after getting hurt to start the season. He beat out Mikey Maldonado. Now he's back healthy, and for this game, he beats out Maldonado again to get the start. Menzigen with the right foot. And Menzigen will let it roll out with the throw-in. Different kind of player. Compare him for me if you can, Andrew. Summersaw and Maldonado.
Oh, two players I'm really fond of, but different. Obviously, they get through a lot of work, the pair of them, and they did it together last year in the USL League One. Summersaw, obviously, the taller of the two, long, rangy player, technically really improved. But they're both similar in terms of their approach. They get stuck in, they love a tackle. Going forward, I'd probably say Maldonado maybe has a bit more, but ability to cover ground, probably alongside Martin at the moment, might be the difference as to why Coach John Bradford's stuck with Summersaw in there today. He's had some injury problems to start the season, but good to see him back on the field today.
Summersaw called for the foul. Colin Martin has been a model of consistency, and he has been an automatic write-in pretty much for John Bradford.
Yeah, I think that's like we said, Maldonado, Summersaw, really good pair last year. To break those two up, I think they were probably a little bit upset with that to start the season, but Martin's certainly come in and shown why he's approaching 10,000 minutes at the championship level.
Malou. John Bradford is committed to the three-back with the two wing-backs. He has stayed with it. An unlucky bounce away that time. Boy, Louis Perez looking for Conway as Conway earns the start, and John Bradford pretty high on how Conway has approached just the last couple weeks as they're looking for more goal-scoring production, and has earned a chance to start. And it's a little different this time because it's almost like they're playing a 3-4-3.
Yeah, I think last time out they had young Placius playing sort of wide of a three, and it just didn't quite seem to fit the pieces of the puzzle on the page. Today, I think with Anderson as the real live wire through the middle, and then you've got the invention of Conway and Perez. For me, it seems to sit a lot better on the eye, and I think it may lead to some better productivity on the field today.
Summersaw has it knocked away. Back to the feet of Martin, who's got Rafa, one of several Brazilians part of the North Carolina FC team, and for that matter, coaching staff. As Pekka now part of the coaching staff with John Bradford. Summersaw's pass knocked away, and here comes Loudoun United FC on the attack. They got numbers. Knocked away, Malou. Here's Olex Anderson, plays it into space, finds Armstrong. Armstrong can absolutely pop it as well if he can get an angle. He lets it rip, and it'll lead to a corner kick. Corner kick, North Carolina FC. 9 minutes in, no score between North Carolina FC and Loudoun United.
Get on your feet and make some noise.
These are situations for North Carolina, set pieces. The likes of Washington, Paco Craig, Justin Malou scored that goal off a corner against Phoenix. They've got to start capitalizing on some of these opportunities. These are the differences, I think, between turning those draws into victories.
Ezra Armstrong sent it in, sent out. It'll be Armstrong who will run it all the way back. Probably going to play it back to McGuire, and he does. Mark your calendars on Wednesday, May 29th. Monterey Bay FC takes on Eastern Conference leader Charleston Battery, led by Ben Pierman. That'll be at 10 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Washington. I liked what you said, Andrew Tate, is about, not necessarily wanting to tinker with a back line that has been fairly consistent, but it was the captain, Paco Craig, that came to John Bradford and said, you know what, I'm a little more comfortable as the left center back as opposed to the center back, and they make the switch, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and I think sometimes the players have a better feel for what needs to happen, and he was certainly really integral, I think, in that central spot in terms of organising, being the captain, being vocal, and putting players in the positions that they need to be to shut things down defensively. But I think Washington, similar vein, he's quite vocal, and I think the one thing you gain from there is that he can go left to right and almost sweep up behind Malou and Craig with his athleticism, ability to cover the ground. So Craig now can hopefully impact things going forward, as he's shown a few clever touches in possession throughout the season.
Ryan Martin and Loudoun United really got off to a great start with 2 wins and a draw in their first 5 games. Their 2 wins are 1 more than North Carolina FC has, as they beat North Carolina FC at home, and they also beat Memphis 901 FC by a 2-1 score.
Yeah, they were top of the table, I think, Dean, to start the season for a few weeks there. Unfortunately for them, it's sort of fallen away a little bit. 4 league games without a win. And for North Carolina, it's 5 league games. So both teams really trying to get something going today.
Anderson. Conway trying to time it just right. The combination before that from Perez and Anderson was tidy.
Yeah, you can see the 3 of them together just all offer something slightly different and dangerous in their own way.
Leggett with minimal pressure on Armstrong. He drops it back to Craig, who now will find Malou. Batista was the opening game starter back there ahead of Malou, but Malou's now earned it. Armstrong back across. Conway, not exactly a sitter, but a pretty good opportunity, and a yellow card is going to be given to Loudoun United's number 24, as I think he sent Anderson. Anderson's still down over here. I didn't see it, though, did you?
Yeah, it was as Anderson's got the touch there to help it on to Ezra Armstrong. And as he did that, he got clattered by Erlandson. For me there, that chance, though, for Ezra Armstrong, I think he's got to keep going, Dean. It wasn't a bad ball that he played, but I think he could have carried that ball into the 6-yard box and almost gone himself. We'll see the challenge here again. Alex Anderson just gets there, as he does, in front of the defender. Armstrong continues on. And here, I think he could keep going into the box there and almost be selfish. Just kind of highlighting the attacking woes in front of goal, just that final pass, final decision, that final moment of quality that the team needs to get the goals that they need, Dean. Haven't scored more than 2 goals in a game this season, and I think that's where you put that pressure on that defensive record every single time.
Well, we've been on record on these broadcasts saying that Armstrong possesses a lot of the same characteristics of DeAndre Yedlin, and that led to a good conversation with Desmond Armstrong, who I've known forever since the late 80s, as he was on the 90 team and one of the last cuts for the 94 World Cup team. And you know how dads are going to be. He's like, all Ezra needs to do is start to figure out a way to get more points, more assists, more goals, and then he'll get his chance at the next level. And you just kind of made that point.
Yeah, and I think last game you and I did here, we scored a really good goal off a cross from Rafa Mensingen, and I think he gets into some great positions. Unfortunately for North Carolina, he has the most shots on target on the team, which I think that speaks to the impact Ezra Armstrong's had, but we need to see more productivity from other areas of the pitch.
Yeah, he's basically a left back in this 3-back, 2-wing-back system. Goes off of Washington. And once again, it'll find Ezra Armstrong. One back by Loudoun United FC. Couple touches, one bounce over, and it'll come back to North Carolina FC. Select, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. 15 minutes in, no score. A game that was delayed an hour and 20 minutes because of downpour rain, floods all over the area. I think the only thing that would have made this game better is a camera on Andrew Tate just trying to get here.
It was an obstacle course, dodging the puddles, the rivers, and so on. I haven't hopped a fence in a long time, Dean. I don't recommend it. Good spot from the referee there, Paco Craig. Just got a touch on that delivery into the box to give away a corner, but the referee spotted a little trip on the big English centre-back.
Well, I jumped to the referees even ahead of the Loudoun lineup because the pro officials are once again supporting Huntington's Disease Society of America's drive to increase awareness of the fight against Huntington's disease, and they're wearing blue wristbands to honor former referee Terry Vaughn in all MLS, USL, and NWSL games. Saturday will mark the first anniversary of Terry's passing, so I wanted to get that nugget in there, and later on we'll get you a tighter shot of the man in the middle with that wristband. And let's face it, Andrew, you can't play soccer without the officials as the offside flag comes up.
No, not appreciated enough how difficult that job is, but how important it is to the game.
Armstrong with a little pressure there from Drew Skundrich. Wearing number 12. Taken down out of the air by the lock. Decent combination play coming now from the visitors, Loudoun United FC. That's 5 or 6 passes. It started on the right side, came over to the left. Now they're back to the right, just like that. Good work here from Loudoun United FC. That wasn't a bad ball either. But it bounces right to McGuire as they were looking for your man, Leggett.
Yeah, not what I was expecting. Trying to pop up between the two 6-footers, but it was a decent ball from Tingy, and Leggett was there. He got some contact on it. It's bouncing around awkwardly, but thankfully for North Carolina, safely into the arms of Jake McGuire. But yeah, better spell for the visitors. Hadn't really done too much in the opening 16 minutes or so, but they're just able to combine a few passes and get up the pitch.
McGuire will give it to Craig. Craig trying to find Rafa right at midfield, and Rafa will take it. Conway makes an overlapping run. They go the other side to Armstrong, and the pass just off. A little frustration there from Rafa Menzigan, who, remember, already does have that yellow card. The rain really unfortunate, as there were, actually the suites are still pretty full. You won't see them on camera, but there were a ton of VIP parties sold for this rare Tuesday evening game. And of course, when you have that kind of weather, it dampens the mood a little bit, to say the least, Andrew Tate. I mean, it was hard, non-stop rain for a couple hours.
It certainly was. This pitch is always pretty slick and pretty quick, and then today it just adds even more, I think, trepidation to the players, especially a defender or a goalkeeper on this slick surface. The ball can almost feel like a bar of soap.
Nice ball from Anderson to Martin. A good trap. That's Malou. Now Rafa. He's got Conway in there, Perez in there, and Rafa with another shot deflected away, and another corner kick. North Carolina FC 20 minutes in. Carolina FC won 4-4, 7 points. Loudoun United 2-5-2, 8 points. And picks out of the air. Throw in coming right in front of Ryan Martin. Ryan Martin was here in 2007, part of the Wake Forest staff that had Akira Fitzgerald and Austin DeLuz. And they won the national championship over the Ohio State Buckeyes, led by John Bloom.
And you'll know a number of the players in the North Carolina FC squad, Dean. It's interesting there, Colin Martin almost flying into Ryan Martin on the bench there. He was at Wake Forest with Colin Martin there as a player. Ja'Cory Hayes, another one that I'm sure Ryan knows really, really well. DeLuz, definitely one that Ryan knows well.
Yeah, Austin was around. Austin now a key part of the franchise. In fact, when we can, we'll get a close-up of the jerseys for North Carolina FC as Austin DeLuz, a key part of adding Emerge Ortho as the front of the jersey sponsor. Massive job by Austin DeLuz as this finds Armstrong. Here's Armstrong. Ezra Armstrong trying to get the angle and still along the end line, just for lack of a better word, ran out of ideas right there.
It's good defending there from Loudoun in the end.
A little bit of slippage with all that rain. Martin slipped on his own, but they'll say he was pulled down.
It was Keegan Hughes with the defending there, 1v1 against Ezra Armstrong. Did really well because Armstrong was looking for a pass, then decided to go 1v1, and Hughes really patient, stayed on his feet. And dealt with the danger expertly.
NCFC's last game was against Phoenix Rising. That was in the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup. They were knocked out. Loudoun United still remaining as it's knocked away. It'll be another corner kick coming for North Carolina FC.
Mensingen just nips in there, wins the ball well. Referee plays advantage. Conway then going to work inside the box, does well to shift it and get the shot off. Good save from Farrell though. Saw one for Mensingen who hobbled back into position. There's the fourth corner of the game, Dean. And like I said, these are moments that North Carolina needs to generate more from.
They've got Rafa sitting pretty deep. Perez. There are a bundle of players in and around the 6, so that's where it'll go. Headed right back. Rafa's there. Perez right back to Rafa. Nice little touch. How about North Carolina FC? Paco Craig, the captain with the goal, and it's 1-0.
Captain with a monster goal. It's that shifting from the centre-back position to the left centre-back position that makes all the difference. He's a new man. You see the first delivery gets headed clear. Mensingen keeps it alive. Gets the ball back from Perez. I would have said it wasn't the best ball, but it found the right foot of Paco Craig, who just helps it on towards the far corner. Swivels and just guides it. And it's another volley from a centre-back that puts North Carolina on the board. It was Malou last week with a flying back heel, and it's Paco Craig with a swinging right foot volley today.
The defenders doing the work. Here's Olex Anderson Jr., who has looked sharp. Trying to connect with Conway. That was a lot of traffic that Craig had to get through with that finish to finally hit what would be the far post and get the friendly bounce into the goal to make it 1-0.
Yeah, and I was beginning to sound like a broken record, Dean, just saying they've got to do more from these corners and free kicks and things that they've generated this season. It's a yellow card and then some, I think, for Skundrick there. Hanging on for dear life as he gets the nutmeg and the yellow card to go with it. Great feat from Ezra Armstrong, just puts it through the two legs, and Skundrick's just clinging on as he pulls Ezra Armstrong to the ground.
You're always going to get a little extra with a nutmeg, right? Especially one right in front of your bench.
That's Ezra Armstrong, though, isn't he? He's got great feet in tight spaces. Then he's got the athleticism and the speed to go to beat you in a race as well. So, as you talk about, Dean, he's got everything, and it's up to him to really start putting those numbers on the board, because he certainly is a talent.
Loose pass off target there. Lou will come back over to try to clean it up, and thankfully he slid okay. He went in pretty hard into the laser boards over there. They're not that far away from the lines. I mean, what they do here is they move the lines around quite a bit just to make the surface perfect all the time. And then every once in a while, it'll be a time where you don't have a ton of room on one side. This one dropped over. Conway! And knocked away. Big time play from Loudoun United FC in goal. That would have been big for Conway, because John Bradford really felt like he saw something this week to put him in there.
Yeah, he's looked really, really bright. I think that one there, you could... You saw Malou, you just talked about Malou there. When he went to slide, I saw him sort of grab the back of his leg, just as though it's something like he tweaked something, and there, now he's down, sprawled out on his back. He's grabbing the back of that right leg again.
No, it didn't look good, you know.
No. That is a concern for me, and that's the hamstring you're sort of looking at. The boy played a lot of minutes in that extra time game against Phoenix Rising here a little under a week ago. They went as I said, went to extra time, and they ended up playing with 9 men for a long part of that game. Playing with 9 men's not recommended at the best of times, but on the giant surface that is Wake Med Soccer Park, even less. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM 157, Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the new Sirius XM app.
Loudoun United FC, again, knocked off North Carolina FC in the second game of the season. And they've had a couple big crowds up there. Greg Baroni, the owner with Attain Sports. Doug Raftery, the head of business. Talked to them beforehand. They like what they're building.
I think similar sort of model or philosophy to North Carolina, Dean. You look at their squad, they've got a lot of players in those early 20s, 25 years old, that have had opportunities and maybe now trying to really get back up there and make a name for themselves. So a lot of good talents with prospects to go higher. So similarly, youth to pro sort of policy, I would say.
So it looks like Malou is going to have to come out, and we mentioned the fact that Batista had actually beat out Malou to start the season, but he's been out for quite some time with injuries. But Lamar Batista from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, was adopted by Garrett McLaughlin's family. It's quite the story, actually, if you check it out. And Batista will come in there. And look, you never want to see somebody who's in great form like Malou go down, but Batista was pretty good when he started the season, so I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, you never want to get an opportunity because one of your teammates has gone down injured. You want to earn it, but it's an opportunity for now to get his place back and hopefully maintain it for a long time. But Malou had done really well standing in, and in recent weeks I've questioned some of his decisions on the ball, but just defensively he's been absolutely fantastic. And as I said, scored that flying backheel goal, which would have been an ESPN top 10 candidate. It was absolutely phenomenal. But a real shame for him to sit the rest of this one out, and probably a few weeks to go as well.
So Loudoun United FC, they now have a player down as they still try to get it into the 18. Now everybody back up. Look for Olex Anderson Jr. So Andrew Tate, so Mikey Maldonado also put his jersey on and then was told to keep on warming up. So there might be perhaps another tweak in the middle of the field. Something to keep your eye on as we're in minute 31 and North Carolina FC leads at 1-0, courtesy of a goal from the captain, one of the three center backs, Paco Craig.
Yeah, I noticed that too, Dean. Sometimes these rain delays and things like that, they just don't help in the preparation of getting ready and getting right for the game. And I hope it's not another injury. I'd love to say that's a tactical tweak that John Bradford's trying to throw in there and iron out, but I'd say it's unlikely.
USL Championship action on ESPN Plus. Delighted to be with all of you. On a Tuesday night, Olex Anderson Jr. inside shoulder, inside the 18. Still successful in getting it off. They'll say that it went off of Loudoun United FC. And I'll tell you what, this referee, I think he, even more than you and I, didn't like the delay, because he's come out a little bit of an angry man kind of to start this one.
You get a yellow and you get a yellow. You can see Keegan Hughes, he's got a hold of Anderson's shirt. They're both battling for it. It's hard to tell if the centre-back gets a touch on the ball, but the goalkeeper, the referee's given the decision of a corner, and now it's another set-piece opportunity for the home team. I get a fifth of the game.
Curled around. Good job by Loudoun United FC to punch it out. Armstrong got a piece of it, and it's going to go out of bounds.
Washington versus Armstrong in a race, Dean. Who's your money on?
Wow, that's a good one. I mean, Washington runs like a gazelle, right? Because he's so much taller, but Armstrong's super pacey.
And I don't think I've seen Armstrong in Top Gear. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
But I don't think I've seen Bryce Washington in Top Gear either. He just glides.
So I'm definitely taking Armstrong 40 yards. I'm wondering about 100 yards.
Then you throw in Olex Anderson as well. Get him in a 40-yard dash. You've got some speed merchants in this team.
Amen. You joined us late after several corner kicks. It was either their fourth or their fifth. Andrew Tate saying they need to do something with the corner kicks, and they did, as Paco Craig found a ball that got sent out, and he sent it all the way through the traffic, hit the far post, and bounced in. It's 1-0 North Carolina FC.
I think just the angle as well for Paco Craig, shifting out of the middle. He's got a bit more of an angle to play those forward passes, and it was his ball to Olex Anderson a few moments ago that got in behind the back line and created that chance on goal that led to a corner. So just, I think I can understand why he wanted to be there, and certainly seeing some of the fruits of that today.
There's Batista, who had to replace Malou. Ezra Armstrong just a little bit too out in front of Olex Anderson. I mean, the worst part about all those great things you said about Ezra Armstrong is he's also like one of the most handsome young men you're ever going to meet as well. He's got it all going on, Andrew.
What did we do wrong, Dean? I ask myself that every day.
Minute 36. For me, I always have, and I think you have a meter that is there as well. Like, you and I always kind of have our eye on Olex Anderson Jr., like wondering which Olex we're going to get. And I like the one I'm seeing so far. Going to go over the top. Rafa, back across. Oh! Ezra Armstrong misheaded that one, wrong direction, and Conway couldn't get to it.
I'll go back to your point on Olex Anderson. Yeah, I just like the three that they've got in the front line today. Obviously, some players missing out that are just as talented, but today just that three, the combination of them, the pace, the left foot of Perez, the pace, like I said, the pace of Anderson, the invention of Conway. It just seems to sit well. And Anderson, coming back off some of those injuries, had a bit of a disjointed season so far, but he looks like he's firing today.
Somersault under a little bit of pressure, sliding down on obviously this damp surface. Send it all the way back to McGuire. McGuire's got it again, sends it long.
We really haven't seen anything of Loudoun today, Dean, have we? Of note, but the game's only 1-0, and that's the real danger for North Carolina. They've been in situations like this. Games sort of sums up their season. They've been in these tight games, and it's the details, the fine margins that have led to them languishing where they are. Need to try and turn one goal into 2 and 3.
So well said, as you're hearing the wisdom of my broadcast partner. Now, how many years now for you?
3?
King Andrew. 3? Feels like 30.
That's what my wife says. Yeah, 5 minutes for me feels like 5 hours. Thanks, Steve.
No, I meant that in a good way, because I'm so comfortable with you.
Good recovery, as always.
Thank you. Speaking of longevity, and I already mentioned it, but how about Dr. J. Martin, 76 years young, became the first ever to get to 700 wins, and he's not that far from 800. Still getting it done at Ohio Wesleyan. He still teaches classes. He, in 2003, took over the soccer journal for the NSCA, now United Soccer Coaches. Still doing that. In all the appropriate Hall of Fames, probably with more to come as well. I mean, true legend of the game.
Yeah, I need to find out what Dr. J. Martin's having for breakfast, Steve, because I know I heard an interview with Ryan Martin recently where he was just talking about he's not going to get anywhere near his dad's wins at all. Doesn't matter how long he coaches for, he's got no chance. That's incredible.
Yeah, just like Dorrance Field, named after Anson Dorrance. If you roll up on the campus of Ohio Wesleyan, it's Dr. J. Martin Stadium, I believe. Corner kick coming for Loudoun, not totally cleared. Looking for a handball. I think it was Batista who sent it out. We'll come back to North Carolina FC. I actually had forgotten how tall Batista is because he's been out for so long. He's got great size as well.
He is a giant. 6'7", I think, Dave.
Minute 40. The USL Championship is on CBS Sports and ESPN platforms all season long. Catch live matches and expert analysis every day on the CBS Sports Colossal Network and ESPN Plus. As Loudoun United gets it through Leggett. We started the show with him. Leggett goes down. Referee hangs on to the whistle. Still alive. And now Martin has it. Finish my thought on watching the USL. Go to USLChampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Alex Anderson Jr.
Ryan Martin asking the question. Paco Craig, just to be fair, I thought it was a penalty at first point, Dean, but when I look at that more, his hand is on Leggett there, but it doesn't seem to do it. I thought he grabbed his jersey or something like that, but you don't see any contact. There is contact from the arm, but there's not grabbing the shirt or anything like that. So I think I'm going to give the referee the benefit of the doubt there. I thought for a minute he crumbled at the big moment, but I think he might have got that one right.
Alex Anderson Jr. So come back to Loudoun United FC. We're in minute 41. eFootball 2024 is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. You can download now. We got another whistle, and is it another card? It is. Raheem Summersall will get a yellow card.
At some point, Dean, we're going to be counting the players that don't have yellow cards at this rate.
Yeah. It's at least 4, right?
Yeah. I think that might be. Yeah.
NCFC yellow in the 42nd minute of play to number 44, Raheem Summersall.
Summersall makes it 5 now, Dean, actually.
5 yellow cards, thank you.
3 for Loudoun, 2 for the home team, North Carolina.
Batista, now Ezra Armstrong with the shield. Gets out of danger somehow. Louis Perez, then quickly trying to pop it to Conway. And headed back. Third minute. Just to reset the table for you, we're here at Wakeman Soccer Park in Cary as it looked like a foul, and it will be. Ezra Armstrong, who's had a good game. Buckets of rain in the area. The game was delayed an hour and 20 minutes and then got rolling. Less than a minute in, first yellow card came out. 4 or 5 corners in, North Carolina FC finally scored off the corner, and that's where we stand as the captain, Paco Craig, who had been the starting center back in a 3-back system, went to John Bradford before this game and said, hey, let's put Bryce over there and over to the left side. And I thought your comment was right on point. It's all because of that why he scored the goal.
The whole point was to get a little bit more maybe going forward. Not quite sure that's how they drew it up, though, Dean. It's funny how those things work.
Batista. Perez. Tried to get low. Defended well here by Loudoun as Perez slides down. Good pressure there. Martin covers so much ground. Breaks up so many passes. The efficiency of number 17 is just off the charts. Here he is again. Martin, now with his right foot. Talking about Colin Martin. Yeah, you're right, Andrew. In this game, when you think about Ryan Martin, the head coach, and his father and everything we talked about, Martin Rennie used to coach here. The name Martin certainly works.
Yeah, if I have another child, Dean, I'll definitely call him Martin. Is that Ezra's middle name as well? Ezra Martin Armstrong, maybe?
There's Bryce Washington. Batista with a big long leg. Kept alive here by Loudoun United FC. They'd like nothing better than to finish the first half with the equalizer. It's outside the 18. It'll deflect, and Jake McGuire will have it.
Leggett's in the wars at the moment. Battling to get some change from the centre-backs. of North Carolina. Just haven't quite hit the stride today, Loudoun. I expect a reaction come the second half, but they're still right in it. It's only one goal, and it's a bit of a free goal. Paco Craig with the volley.
Extra time. Did you catch how many minutes of extra time?
4 minutes,
4 minutes.
Team.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, they didn't allow us to play the game, did they?
Came too quick.
I wish she'd have asked me and not seen the board. I could have played, you know, clairvoyant there.
1-0 North Carolina FC. Searching for just their second win of the season. Meanwhile, I started to tell you, Loudoun United FC went all the way out to Orange County to advance to the final 16 of the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup, which is massive for this young club. Phoenix Rising ending the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup dreams of North Carolina FC, but go on, Loudoun United, as that's huge.
Yes. For me, it's like a team almost making the, you know, get into March Madness, right? You win the play-in game and you get to now go and play the #1 seed. You get to go play LAFC on the road. It's certainly a fun trip, but it could turn into a nightmare as well, because that's some team you're going to come up against.
Yeah, but like you said, who cares? You know, they get to do all of that, right?
Yeah,
and
free hit.
Something could happen that's crazy, and MLS teams always have trouble deciding how they're going to play it. I mean, remember the 3 times that this club, under even different names, beat the Galaxy. Bruce Arena wouldn't even show up.
Yeah, you never know, right? Just mail it in. Yeah, I wish that game was in Virginia and not in California. I think that would make for a bit more jeopardy on the line. But, you know, the Open Cup, we saw some crazy games in the last round for sure. And I'd never write anybody off in the Open Cup.
We have seen a few sequences here where Loudoun United FC have put together 8, 9, 10 crisp, clean passes, but really, Andrew Tate, none of them have led to anything dangerous in and around the 6, have they? Where Jake McGuire's really been challenged?
No. Not yet.
As I say it could happen right here. Sent across, player goes down. I mean, the biggest challenge was Paco Craig's challenge, where it could have been a penalty. Maybe we'll take a look at that at halftime, as I ask our top man, Joe Ferrara, Ian Lang, who's handling the replays, maybe to add that play, just to take a look at it. That would be the closest, right?
Yeah, for sure. A few, you know, a couple of balls in for Leggett and things like that, but like I said, the game is 1-0. All it takes is one mistake right now, and this is the jeopardy that North Carolina live in week out at the moment. Just not being able to get that distance, not being able to get that cushion. Secure game, see leads out. What John Bradford would give for a couple more goals here to really turn the screw on the visitors.
Batista whistled for the foul. And it was a kind of foul that you see all the time, but it's also the kind of foul that we have seen get carded in this game, but he did not card Batista that time. McCabe lofted in off the head of Batista, then Summersaw with the cleanup. Perez, tight spaces. Rafa Menzigan, really good motor. The right wing back. Ezra Armstrong making the run. He sees him. Ezra's there. Oh my. I think, yeah, Ezra knew it. I think Ezra thought for sure it was going to be deflected. But as it is, Paco Craig with the only goal of the first half after several corner kicks. And as we head to halftime, it's North Carolina FC 1, Loudoun United FC 0. We'll come back, take a look at the upcoming schedules, Then a little later, we'll have the news and notes and bounce around USL Championship. Once again, at the half, North Carolina FC 1, Loudoun United FC 0.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Have you ever needed to stop or change the way you do something you love because of aches, pains, or injury? The physical therapists at Select Physical Therapy are here to get you back to work, life, and your favorite activities. Most importantly, your goals are their goals. Their movement experts will listen and develop an individualized treatment plan so you can heal. Begin care faster by requesting an appointment today at selectphysicaltherapy.com. Experience the power of physical therapy at Select Physical Therapy.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa. With sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
After a 1 hour and 20-minute delay, we've reached halftime here at WakeMed Soccer Park in Cary, and it's the home team, North Carolina FC, courtesy of a goal from Paco Craig, the captain. They lead Loudoun United FC by a score of 1-0. We welcome you back up to the perch. He's the great Andrew Tate. I'm Dean Linke, and really it's far enough along in the season where both these teams need 3 points. North Carolina FC's got to be happy with the 1-0 lead.
Yeah, they'll be happy, but not super chuffed to bits with where they are, because I think there's been so many times this season where they've had good first halves, good moments, where they don't capitalise enough to get that cushion and that lead to really be able to go and see out the game.
Meanwhile, if you're Ryan Martin, what did you take out of the first 45?
They're only down by a goal. They've not shown any of the attacking talents that they have and weapons going forward. Leggett's been really quiet. Valo and McCabe have struggled to get a hold of the game, so I'm expecting a reaction from them second half and a lot more things created in the attacking third. All
right, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for both of these teams, and we encourage you to get tickets to go to both of their games. North Carolina FC, well, man, that's tough, as Pittsburgh is winning a ton of games right now, 3 on the road. We won't see them back here until June.
Yeah, it's some really tough places to go, but the two next games, obviously Pittsburgh and Miami, right around where they are right now. And then for Loudoun, they've got 4 straight games against Western Conference teams. And then if you throw in the Open Cup game against LAFC, that's 5 games. So they've got a fair bit of tough encounters with the Western Conference.
Yeah, certainly want to wish them well in the Lamar Hunt Open Cup against a very good LAFC game. And if you got a chance, get your tickets, come out and see and support your team, NCFC, against Monterey Bay and Pittsburgh, and do the same for Loudoun United when they have home games. We're going to take a break and come back and bounce around a USL Championship, courtesy of the great work of Brian Ware. Your halftime score, North Carolina FC 1, Loudoun United FC 0.
We all have goals. But let's be honest, most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
The best nights start with Jägermeister. Made with 56 botanicals. Always served ice cold.
Take a miracle to come back from this. Heartbreaking end to the season. But what's this?
For the moments when anticipation
Clock's counting down. 5 seconds. 3, 2.
becomes celebration. Jägermeister. Meister the moment.
They're hungry for the women's game. They want to see women's soccer. They want to play women's soccer, and that's what we're building at the USL.
You can see it in my eyes. We want the best. Everybody never night won't settle for less. Got me looking to the sky. Got me feeling blessed. Got this fire
doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Halftime in Wakebed Soccer Park. An hour and 20-minute delay, but they got it rolling. This field incredible. A few fans hanging around, a little wet and damp, but enjoying a 1-0 lead for the home team. North Carolina FC on top of Loudoun United FC 1-0. Dean Linke with Andrew Tate as we'll bounce around and take a look at all things USL Championship, including some scores from this weekend.
Yeah, Louisville versus Orange County. Louisville is 5-0-0 at home at the moment now. 22 of their 26 goals have come at home. Late equalizers, Sacramento and Pittsburgh, helping them get draws on the road. And Augie Williams bagging a brace in 3 minutes to help Indy get a big result as well. So some exciting games in the USL Championship as always. For Indy, that's their third win in a row. And you see what that's done to them. They're up into fourth position now, Dean. That first win for them was against North Carolina. And today, if North Carolina wins, I think they're sitting in 8th if they win today. So a couple of wins, and it automatically changes your outlook on your whole season.
Everybody looking up, though, at Ben Pierman's Charleston Battery. They have not lost a game in 10. They won 5 in a row. I mean, they're breaking all kinds of records for what they're doing. Well done to Ben Pierman. They got a big-time goal scorer that has scored more goals, I think, than anybody in any of the U.S. leagues, right?
Yeah, U.S. leagues being Messi, Suarez, MLS, you name it. Yeah, so storybook stuff for Charleston Battery. See if they can keep that going. On the flip side, Hartford dropping like a lead weight at the moment. They've lost 4 in a row and conceded 12 goals, only scoring 1. And then Detroit City, big cup set for them as they went to Houston and won on penalties. New Mexico took down MLS as well, and a big victory. The Battery earning the April honours. Nick Markanik, 8 goals and 3 assists for the Player of the Month. Ben Pierman, as we talked about, Coach of the Month. And honours even, the Rowdies win a wild Open Cup game. This was incredible, Dean. The Rowdies were 4-0 up. Birmingham Legion came back to score 4 goals in the last 10 minutes plus stoppage time. And then the Rowdies went on to win 6-4, but then the Legion won the league game 1-0 off a goal from Enzo Martinez. So totally different games there.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Glad that they got to double down on the Charleston Battery as you take a look at the team of the week. And the coach of the week is Danny Cruz, and you see Stanley also making the team of the week.
Yeah, he had 2 assists in a 3-1 win against Miami FC. Adrian Despay, centre-back, scored with an opening goal on a set piece. Augie Williams, as we said, scored a brace in 3 minutes in the second half. Lots of well-deserved plaudits there for those players.
Former North Carolina FC member Bolo Akinyoti making the team of the week as well. All right, when we come back, we'll show you the first half highlights, including the goal for Paco Craig, and we'll have the second half kick. North Carolina FC on top of Loudoun United FC 1-0.
Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo Evolve Small.
Have you ever needed to stop or change the way you do something you love because of aches, pains, or injury? The physical therapists at Select Physical Therapy are here to get you back to work, life, and your favorite activities. Most importantly, your goals are their goals. Their movement experts will listen and develop an individualized treatment plan so you can heal. Begin care faster by requesting an appointment today at selectphysicaltherapy.com. Experience the power of physical therapy at Select Physical Therapy.
It's tough these days to find healthy and fast, but at Alpaca, you'll find both. From our all-natural charcoal-fired chicken, cooked using Peruvian spices, to our made-to-order dishes like arroz chaufa. With sausage, chicken, or completely vegetarian, we have something for every diet. So take a break today. Come in or find us online for catering or to place a pickup order. Family-owned and local. Make it a Peruvian night. Make it Alpaca.
Both teams working their way back onto the field, and some of the fans hanging around despite all the rain. There's the goal scorer, Paco Craig. North Carolina FC 1, Loudoun United FC 0. Let's take a look at the first half highlights in this one, Andrew Tate.
That was a good first half for the home team. Here we see Rafa Mensingen going to work. Coming inside on his weaker left foot, but getting a good shot on target. Rafa, one of the bright lights in the first half. Him and Ezra Armstrong both creating and trying to get on the score sheet at the same time. Here was a good chance. Evan Conway working the ball into his left foot after good play from Mensingen again. Testing the keeper, Farouk. And this was the goal. Mensingen and Perez. Second phase opportunity off a corner. Helping the ball into the box. Finding the captain, Paco Craig, as he swivels here inside the box and swings his right boot at it and helps it into the far corner. No chance for the Loudoun goalkeeper. And Paco Craig is all smiles as he goes to celebrate with the sideline of North Carolina FC. Big goal for the captain and a big goal for the home team.
Yeah, brilliant goal. Look at that. 9 shots for North Carolina FC. Possession, I'm not so sure about, but the 9 shots to 1, huge.
5 corners. You could just see it was a really good half for the home team. The question will be, can they replicate in the second half and add to that score? Because I don't think 1 goal is going to be enough. It'll put pressure on that good defensive record they've got. And Loudoun aren't shy in front of goal themselves, so we'll see what the managers are able to conjure up from their teams in the second half.
Both teams back out there. North Carolina FC in their home blue kit. Loudoun United FC in their white with brilliant patches of red, white, and white socks. So he's looking around for Mikey Maldonado, but I don't see him out there. The one change in the first half for North Carolina FC was Batista for Malou, and I don't think they've made any other changes. Trying to see if Loudoun United FC has made any changes. I didn't hear Mark Calloway announce any.
Not seen any from what I can tell right now. Looks same again. I think Coach Ryan Martin will probably give him another 15 minutes to try and improve on that first 45 before he thinks about making some changes.
Played forward. Decent touches there from the visitors, Loudoun United FC, but now Ezra Armstrong trying to find Conway. Yeah, I liked your comments on Rafa. Both wingbacks really consistent, and I feel like that's been part of the story even in losses this year. Both of them have played pretty well.
Yeah, and I think they've got some support from other areas today, which is what I like to see. It's not them just standing out on their own, but you're seeing good interplay from other areas.
Wire comes out, headed out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Loudoun United FC as they appear to be ready to come out on the front foot here and try to find that equalizer. Batista came on in the first half. Malou, now he's down. Here's a shot from way downtown. Was that Olex?
Yeah. I don't mind that. There wasn't a lot on. There's a lot of white shirts back. He's feeling it. Batista's up now, but moving a little gingerly. I think it was McCabe that was down for Loudoun as well.
Admittedly, I had my eye on Batista because they've already had one defender go out. Washington does well to hold up forward and not foul. Then Craig drops a good ball to Rafa. Rafa's got Conway in support. Conway. Paco Craig's got a goal and he wants the ball.
He's like a youth player, isn't he? Just wants to go forward now.
Great ball from Perez to Armstrong. Armstrong's going to cut it back in. Good ball. Martin, Rafa in front. Oh, no. Flags up offside. He missed it anyway, though, right?
Yeah, the flag's up, though, Dean.
Yeah, I know.
It's good play, though. Martin. Armstrong into Martin. Martin feeds it wide. Menzigen first times it to that back post. It's got to be tight. But yeah, you can see the arms from Armstrong, from Olex Anderson Jr. How have I missed that? But good positive start again for the home team. Picking up where they left off.
Somersault, well played to Rafa. Olex Anderson Jr. Dummy there to Perez would have been nasty, especially if he rolled off of it. Somersault. Now to Conway. Conway, is he going to have a go here? Conway. Shut down really well by the Loudoun United FCD. Craig. Armstrong. Too cute. That's just too cute with only a 1-0 lead from Olex Anderson Jr. Rafa. North Carolina FC gets it back, so John Bradford can perhaps forget that play. I'm not sure. Here's Rafa! And Rafa just misses. Good effort there from Rafa Menzigen.
Puff of the cheeks from Rafa Menzigen. That left foot's getting a lot of action today. Just driving inside on that right foot. Sees all the runs from the forwards in front of him. Opens up nicely for him. He just drags that left foot a yard or two wide of that far right post.
Paco Craig thought he had that red. Flag is up as the far side assistant also slipped a little bit. One of the things I love about you, Andrew, is you always focus on the positive, but I got to go back to that Olex Anderson Jr. Like, I mean, there's times when you can be cheeky in around the 18, but, yeah. I mean, closer to midfield like that, you can't do that, can you?
Yeah, and he drew the anger of his coach. Those are the details, fine margins that they've come unstuck on this season. The one thing I will say, though, Dean, to find a bit of a positive in that poor decision at that time was his reaction was to sprint back and try and cover up for his mess, which... That's an evolution of a player right there, recognizing, you know what, I've made a boo-boo there. I need to clean up my mess. And to be fair, he did. But like I said, those are the types of little things where you're only winning 1-0. It's not 5-0 and it's the 89th minute. It's 1-0 and something like that is shooting yourself in the foot by handing the initiative to your opponent. So I think John Bradford's reaction on the sideline said it all. Not there, pal. Not now.
Martin had it for a moment, won back by Loudoun United FC. Clearly, in the first 5 minutes, playing with a ton more urgency, and focus, and drive as they try to tie this one up. Ezra Armstrong, as I say that, picks it off. This could be good. Olex Anderson Jr. back to Armstrong. Played just a little bit too far behind him based on the angled cut that Armstrong had made. Armstrong kept it alive. Perez now. Just a little different angle on that ball from Olex Anderson, and Armstrong was in right there, Andrew.
Absolutely. They're massively on top. Got to find that chance, but stay patient here.
Rafa.
The ball well.
Yeah, they are. Martin. This was after it looked like Loudoun was going to have something to say here to start the second half. Leggett will push it out wide, and they survive a pretty good offensive sequence there from the home team. Look at Martin pick the pocket again, just clean, really clean. Armstrong in a tough spot there, though, with 3 white jerseys around, and he'll lose it. Batista goes down to the ground. Loudoun United, as we mentioned in the first half, U.S. Open Cup win, a 2-1 win at Orange County SC as they traveled 2,700 miles to Irvine, California, and pretty much the same distance to get to L.A. That's what makes the Open Cup so spectacular, though.
Paco Craig conceding the corner there, trying to nod the ball back to Jake Maguire. And this gives Loudoun a chance to find that equaliser. Been second best, I would say, Dean, for the entirety of this game so far. And just one moment here and they could be level.
Corner kick coming from Loudoun United. Right foot driven. Craig is there. One back by Loudoun United. And shot not there. The corner was taken by Tommy McCabe.
Headed clear from Paco Craig. Abukura brings it down well. It was a weak attempt at winning the ball from Mo Alexanderson. Thankfully for North Carolina, his shot was sliced wide of the goal, but had a good look there.
Ahead of Conway. Olex Anderson Jr. Really well done to find Rafa. Rafa first times it'll be a throw in. About 10 away from the corner flag. '55th minute. Martin thought he was fouled. No whistle. Goes off from McCabe. We'll stay with Loudoun United. McCabe push it out of bounds. Don't forget to mark your calendars on Wednesday, May 29th. Monterey Bay FC takes on Eastern Conference leader Charleston Battery at 10 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Craig. He's got the only goal of the game. I tell you, when you went back and looked at that replay off the corner, the combination play of Louis Perez and Rafa Menzigan to even keep it alive to find Paco Craig was spectacular.
Yeah. Two players that know each other really well. They were two attacking bright sparks last year at the USL Championship level. Operating different roles this year, but certainly got that connection and quality when combined together.
Martin looking to make a few changes here. We've gone more than 10 minutes of the second half. Scoreline still the same. North Carolina FC 1, Loudoun United FC 0. All the way back to Farouk. As I'm about ready to say, it's better from Loudoun United FC to back three and then Summersall in the middle, the wing backs. They just really doing a good job defensively. And I think it's fair to say that's not been the issue for if you want to call it struggles for North Carolina FC, it's been more the accuracy and shooting and scoring prowess, right?
Yeah, we've got the least shots on target in the league, 24th out of 24. I just think, I was talking to Sean and he just said, look, based on stats, we should be much higher in the league. You look at the goals against and chances created and things like that, they should be much higher in the league, but they're not, and that's a problem. So, but he doesn't feel they're a million miles away.
All right, so Dambrat 22, Ahmed Carr 10, Francois 17. All going to come in for Ryan Martin. 3 changes all at once. Some final words of wisdom to Francois. Cristiano Francois.
Restore Hyperwell substitution.
So 58th minute. Middle of the park. Ahmed Carr.
58th minute. Also coming out number 6, Kwame Awua, and number 30.
Just came on. Armstrong stays with it. Well done. Armstrong now looking for options. Armstrong keeps it. Armstrong squares it. That turns out to be a good ball. Now they're on the right side. Here's Rafa.
There's a lot of red shirts back, though. Not a lot of North Carolina players looking to transition quickly there.
No, but I think the fact that Ezra decided not to dribble into trouble and find a way to keep possession is a good sign. And as I say that, they turn it over. Nice soft feet from Batista. Here's Martin. Martin. Anderson got enough of that. The deflection will roll to Armstrong. Armstrong drops it back to Olex Anderson Jr. Those two have been trying to combine. Olex Anderson Jr. I actually felt like Olex did the best he could with that situation. He didn't have a whole lot of support that time. CFC won the first ever game these two teams played against each other. That was on July 17, 2019. They won that game 3-0. That's the last time they beat Loudoun United, who had won 3 in a row. Brian Martin said he only remembers the loss.
It's a good way to look at things as a coach.
Referee will bring it back as McCabe fouled Olex Anderson Jr.
I don't think we've seen a yellow card second half, have we, Dean?
Yeah, I'm a little shocked by it.
He met his quota at halftime.
Popped one out before we were at 1 minute. I mean, it was definitely I don't even think it was a reckless tackle from Rafa. Just out came the card.
Yeah, it looked clumsy yeah. And painful, right? So. This one's finally poised at the moment, Dean. 1-0, the triple change for Loudoun. That early surge from the home team kind of quieting down now.
Sent in by Perez. Little flick. Decent work there by North Carolina FC.
It's Paco Craig again, trying to get on the end of it. Wasn't far away with the header, but adjudged to be a yard or two offside.
Player down for Loudoun United. The official, again, is J.J. Belinsky. Austin Holt, Colin Ashley. Before the official is Joe Sergin. J.J. Belinsky is built a little bit like Cam Newworth, and I wouldn't want to run into either one of those two guys, if you know what I'm talking about. I mean, all muscle on top of muscle. Martin trying to stay with it, and he gets another whistle. That's good play.
Loudoun head coach Ryan Martin telling the fourth official that's not a foul. And I think my first impression was it was a bit soft, to say the least.
I like the Ryan Martin look. I like the plaid sport coat with the ball cap. That works for me. He's such a solid guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's always had his own style, Ryan, that's for sure. Oh, that's poor.
Perez has it taken away. Perez has to get it back.
It's a sore one for both players.
So at minute 63, we'll have a extended delay here.
Story of the day, Dean.
Yeah. Allow me to tell you about Select again, the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Jacket, a wind jacket, and rain ponchos, all available tonight. Stop by.
Just a coming together. I don't think either player's in the wrong there. It was a painful one. Clash right on the middle of the shin.
Who's going to get the ball, though? Are they just going to drop it, or did he call a foul on Perez?
Place your bets now.
You don't know either.
I couldn't tell from that. I mean,
all right, it's 1-0. The goal coming in the first half after several corner kicks, and these two brilliant to find Paco Craig.
Yeah, I'm not sure they worked on that on the training ground, but second phase, they pick up the loose ball, good little combination. Rafa on that left foot, his weaker foot, but puts it right on the money for the centre-back swivel from Paco Craig, who I believe that's his first goal for the club, and it's a sweet one at that. Right foot volley, right into the bottom corner.
And the captain's armband, Luis Perez, actually did earn the whistle, so after what was, by his standards, not the greatest set piece taken, earns another set piece. This time Rafa will be over it.
Yeah, he's got a nice bruise on his shin to show for that bad pass.
Rafa wasn't much better. Ezra Armstrong has it deflected. Offside flag is up at the moment. So they're going to give it back to Loudoun United FC.
Just a little bit of sloppiness creeping into the home team's play at the moment, summed up by those two set pieces, and just lost a little bit of their rhythm. Those three changes for Loudoun as well. Medcar certainly looked bright since he's come on the field.
Yeah, Medcar's been really good. I feel like every time he shows up here at this stadium for whatever team he's playing for, he's been pretty good. Perez, 3-on-3. Perez, he's got Somersault on one side. Anderson, he's got Armstrong coming in. Armstrong! Anderson still loose. And how do we not get a how about North Carolina FC out of that? I have no idea. Wow, that was so pretty to see.
What we will see, Dean, is another yellow card. No, it was great build-up play. Broke up possession and then countered quickly.
So Ezra Armstrong goes in the books.
And here it is. See Perez, he waits, he uses the decoy run of Olex Anderson Jr. Armstrong's there, puts it back, but it's just behind the striker, who tries to sort his feet out and get it back on goal, but you can see it hits his heel. Good defending from Erlinson there, and then Valot's there to clean it up, and Armstrong, not the worst tackle you ever see, but given today's
Ezra Armstrong
determination of what a yellow card is, that was always going to be one.
Ryan Martin not done, as Williamson looking to come into the game for Loudoun United. Tommy Williamson, 6'1", 175-pound forward. We're in minute 68. We will have quite a bit of extra time here. That was Washington who led that charge. Olex Anderson. Washington was open, and Olex Anderson Jr. elects to shoot. Washington, the center back, wearing the face mask. He was wide open at the top of the 18. I don't know if you saw that, Andrew.
I did. I was just thinking to myself, we haven't really said Washington's name today. That's how quiet his game has been. You know, it's been more about Batista and Paco Craig, obviously the goal scorer, but there, Washington surging forward. Another good opportunity in the final third goes begging for the home team. You do start to worry, Dean, as the more of these chances go begging, that will they beg to rue them later.
Here's a good ball. Loudoun United FC. They've made a lot of changes here in the second half. They've got some fresh legs in. Dropped back over. Inside the 18. Cross. Finds Summersall. It'll be a throw in for Loudoun United FC. Hustling over is Francois. He gives it up. Throw in for Loudoun United. Francois can't quite get back to it. And Ezra Armstrong, little game management, will not be in a hurry to throw this one in. This is what Loudoun needs to do. They need to try to pin him in. Win the first ball. And then a foul. That's exactly what they needed to do. And Ezra needs to be careful because he just got that yellow card. That was well done. I mean, at first it looked like they weren't going to pin him in, and then Ezra with the long throw in, but they did enough to win it back in a good spot. These are those dangerous, eerie opportunities here. Lofted in. Second ball goes off the head of Summersall. Has had himself a nice game. Now Medcar with the right foot. Knocked away there by Perez. A little slippage in the back, but no harm, no fouls. It stays with Loudoun United FC. Minute 70. Paco Craig, the only goal scorer in this game. 3 points would be massive, as Andrew Tate, you know, he's a high-tech guy. He's got that, whatever you got over there that shows, like, in real time, right? And
yeah.
They'd be shot, North Carolina FC would be shot up to 8th place. Down the middle, onside, Anderson. Olex Anderson! Oh, what an unbelievable save by Farouk. Massive to keep it at 1-0.
How is it still only 1-0? Summersall again breaks it up, doing what he does best. Good combination play between Conway and Olex Anderson Jr. He's 1v1 with the defender. He gets away from Tingy, and then, just puts it at a nice height for the goalkeeper, who parries it wide of the goal. You have to wonder, Dean, is that second goal in the offing, or is it going to be one of those days?
Boy, John Bradford is just pining for Olex Anderson to get hot, right, and just take off. And meanwhile, they are scouring everywhere to find goal scorers. This organization is in it to win it. Sent back. Kurt Johnson, who heads up soccer, the owner, Steve Malik, they'll do what they take. Armstrong gets completely knocked to the ground. Ostensibly, I guess they played advantage there. I don't know. I mean, he just got run over. '72nd minute.
Great pressure. Evan Conway back pressing the centre midfielder there was Martin, and Perez were in close proximity as well.
Conway's got Rafa on one side, Olex on the other. He'll give it to Rafa. Rafa over to Ezra. Armstrong somehow keeps it alive. Armstrong now sent back in, headed out, somersault, keeps it alive, trying to leak all the way through. It'll be a corner kick.
It's a little scruffy to say the least there. North Carolina knocking on the door. What head coach John Bradford would do to get that all-elusive second goal. As I said, they haven't scored 3 this season. They've scored 2 on a couple of occasions. One of those being the game they won here against Hartford.
Corner kick from Perez. Looking for Olex Anderson Jr. And got another whistle. And it looks like another card. Batista will get the card. So Batista with a yellow card.
Here you see the ball in. Anderson trying to get cute with it. Batista just lunges in. Catches the top of Dambro's boot. As we said, always going to be a yellow card. No second chance opportunities with this referee.
Loudoun somehow connecting passes, but then the flag comes up. '75th minute. Make no mistake, North Carolina FC fans are used to weather delays. It often happens at different pockets of the season. No different today, an hour and 20-minute delay, and then they get rolling. A rare Tuesday night game. But I think even the excellent fans of Loudoun United FC would have to admit that North Carolina FC has been the better team on the day. But having said that, there is still a mountain of time, and they're very much in it. It's only 1-0.
That's football for you. They've had 16 shots to 3, Dean, to add a little bit of weight to what you're saying. And 3 big chances missed for the home team. And 7-3 advantage on corners. So, yeah, the stats tell one story, but the game is still very tight.
Olex Anderson goes down, and he might be down and out as Garrett McLaughlin's getting ready to come in. Yeah, it might be for him, and he may know it. Hopefully he's okay.
Here we see, ball bounces, he goes up for it, gets a nudge in the back. Just lands heavy on that hip.
This is going to be one of those games where he knows he's going out. He also knows that he probably could have had 1 or 2, maybe even 3.
Fans, put your hands together for your number 9, Olex Anderson.
Yeah, he's going to head straight to the bench.
77th minute of play. Coming out, Anderson, putting in number 19, Garrett McLaughlin.
For those of you that don't understand why I'm giggling, you haven't watched us call Olex Anderson Jr. over the years, because anytime he gets pulled, it is theatrical, to say the least. That
was a little less theatrical, but yeah, disappointed, I think, would sum up that reaction.
Still was a straight run to the bench.
Yeah. It's a fine line, isn't it? You want your players to want to be out there and want to win. At the same time, it's nice to have them cheer on the teammates too. So I think he's just probably disappointed with his evening's work in terms of not being able to capitalise on some good opportunities.
100%. He knows that he had a couple. I mean, they weren't sitters, but pretty close to it.
I think he'd be the first person to celebrate if Garrett McLaughlin scores another goal, though.
Yep. McLaughlin family, I think out of Oklahoma, like amazing philanthropic family, and then they adopted Batista. Like there's so much behind the story of McLaughlin. Is right now, what do we got going on here?
It's like Armstrong and Francois, maybe. Somersault's trying to get Ezra Armstrong away from the scene while the referee has a chat with the two captains.
So minute 79. It'll give me a chance to thank our crew, Emily Hunter Valencia, the VP of Broadcasting, Kyle Lang, executive producer, Joe Ferrara, doing a great job directing, Paul Beam, Ian Lang on replay, Ryan Moeller, audio, Tanner King, Andrew Taylor, Brian Ware, cameraman, research man, does it all, knows everything you need to know about USL and then some. Cam Newworth, our already recognized muscle man downstairs. Chris Wash, reminds me a little bit of Forrest Gump in a good way, Chris. The biggest man in the building, Mark Dry. And I guess just a few weeks away from celebrating birthday. I was off. I thought he was 14, but celebrating his 22nd birthday. Colin Thrash, part of the crew here.
Referee.
What's going on here?
I don't know, Dean. Obviously, he's had a good chat with the two coaches. Now having a good chat with the two captains, now two coaches. Seems to be getting something into his ear. I don't know if there's a problem with the earpiece or...
So we will have a lot of added time. Looks like both coaches came together to talk it over. You never want to speculate, but could have been something that one of the players heard that led to another player, and next thing you know, you've got this long delay.
Hopefully, if there was some tension and animosity now, just that little break in play, hopefully he's allowed that to dissipate. And now we get back to finishing up what could be an interesting last 10 minutes plus here in this finely poised fixture.
Perez over the ball, went for it. Faroux, who really, Faroux's save on the Olex Anderson Jr. shot was so massive that if they somehow can find the equalizer, you'll have to go back to that play, right, as a key part of the game. Oh, it was 1v1. There's Perez. Colin Martin was making the run Good idea from Perez. But here comes Loudoun United FC going the other way. Remember, when you're a wingback, you got to do the job defensively, and that time Ezra Armstrong did it. We will have a mountain of extra time left in this one as well. McCabe, middle of the park. Bounces away from Francois. It'll be a throw-in for North Carolina FC. Off of McLaughlin, one back by Loudoun United. Andrew Tate, as always, you're on top of it, recognizing what can come out of that long break, as clearly something happened on the field that we don't know all the particulars to, as that'll run out of bounds, but it also gave Ryan Martin a little extra time with his team to try to figure a few things out, and they're looking a little sharper after it.
Yeah, a little bit of you don't get many timeouts in football, but yeah, it gives them a chance to maybe try and pull some players together. They've got 10 minutes plus to find a goal or two. He's got another change, I think, up his sleeve, which will be the fifth and final change, trying everything he can to try and get something from his team here. They've certainly been off colour today. North Carolina, on the flip side, only made one change. Both teams have games on Saturday, so short week in terms of a turnaround. As I say that, looks like Mikey Maldonado getting stripped, probably like for like with Raheem Summersall, who's walking over to the sideline.
And DaCosta also will get a run.
Rodrigo DaCosta, not a bad man to have up your sleeve to bring off the bench. Hasn't quite hit the form we were expecting of the Brazilian. But sometimes going to pastures new, it can take a while to settle in and find your feet, and certainly no lack of talent in that man's boots.
So one of the assistant coaches getting a yellow card. They might give you a yellow card, Andrew. I'm not.
I'm behind you, Dean. I'll give it to you first. It's not me, it was him.
He's not going to find Mark Dry up here. Perez is going to come out. Costa in. Maldonado in. Summersall went straight to the locker room.
In the 85th minute, number 44, Raheem Summersall. Coming in number 15, it's Mikey Maldonado.
Cade holding up Martin. And Batista heads it back to McGuire, which will allow him to pick the ball up. 86th minute. I can't even remotely guess the amount of time. I mean, it's easily been 10 minutes, but I don't know if he'll put that much up, knowing that there was that hour and 20 before they even got out here. But, I mean,
got to make his airplane.
Yeah.
I'm going 12, Dean.
Yeah, that's fair. I think you're on it. I'll go fair play and go 11, so that means anything above 12 you win, okay? which I think there's a good chance.
I think Loudoun wins then, gives them more time to get back in it.
Yeah. Washington. Step back in. There's Washington, tracks back again. Yeah, you mentioned we didn't say his name a ton, but we're saying his name at the right times now. He's coming up big.
I just feel like he's probably had the fewest touches on the field, Dean, you know, of any player.
Yeah. Good tackle from Ezra Armstrong. Somehow stays in bounds. Massive play from number 42. Mikey Maldonado. Oof. Cade crashing down on McGuire. McLaughlin, what a lovely touch. DaCosta. DaCosta! Saved again by Faroux. Falls. DaCosta's got it back. He's got another chance. He'll drop it. Rafa back across, and nobody's home. So more changes coming for Ryan Martin and Loudoun United FC.
88th minute substitution for
Here it is, that flick on from McLaughlin, frees the Brazilian DaCosta. It's a good save, strong hand from the goalkeeper, it just misses McLaughlin on the follow-up. Conway and DaCosta getting each other's way. Tees up Mensingen, who drives it across, right across the 6-yard box, nobody there. You just feel that North Carolina will be stuck at 1 goal for the rest of the game, and it's whether they can get over the line with a clean sheet to get the 3 points.
Their last USL game here, you were on the call with Brian Ware, 0-0. If you remember New Mexico United, that felt like they had that game. 1-0 up, 1-1. 2-1 up, 2-2, and then lost 3-2. And
yeah, the Kings of Chaos took that one. New Mexico. They've given it, I mean, they've had Charleston Battery, Tampa Bay, Loudoun away was a close one, Detroit. Every game this season, Dean, they've been in it. Even this game that finished earlier in the season, finished 3-1, it wasn't until the latter stages of the game that Loudoun got that goal to ice the game.
Loudoun United, we're in the 90th minute. Ooh, Maldonado, that's probably a yellow.
No probably about it, Dean.
Riley Bedouin was the last sub to get on for Ryan Martin.
I think Maldonado felt left out, didn't he? Everyone was picking up these yellow cards. He figured, you know, I want to join the club. And Maldonado definitely wanted to put his foot in, and full-blooded character.
These are tough plays to defend, although Loudoun made it easier, I think. They didn't knock it in immediately. It does lead to a corner kick, so that's well done.
Oh, Dean, there you go.
Wow, first time for everything.
Story of my life. So close. So close, yet so far away.
11 minutes. That is a lot of time. 11 minutes of added time, folks. Wickmet Soccer Park. This after 80 minutes of a weather delay. 80 plus. These are these kind of plays. It works out. Acosta. That almost looked like a handball.
Important touch from below there.
Ooh. Yeah, Ezra's got to hurry up because
he's on a yellow.
Yeah. Gary McLaughlin, always going to give you his best effort. Still just 1-0. Paco Craig with a goal before the midway part of the first half. Ryan Martin, I think he has used all his subs. They have had flashes, but it really should be 3-4-0 North Carolina FC. It's not. And because of that, anything can happen. And bounce to McGuire. Of the 11 minutes, we have played 2 of them. Martin, back to Batista.
When I was talking to John Bradford earlier today, Dean, and he just mentioned that him and Ryan Martin are on the same coaching course at the moment. I believe it's the UEFA Pro course they're on. Really good, know each other really well. Obviously John, a local lad himself, and Ryan working at Wake Forest.
That's not an easy course. I mean, it is tough.
Yeah. Especially while you're coaching at the same time. You don't get a year off.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's one of those things where he told me that, like, just out of the blue, hey, you got to be in San Jose on this date.
Yeah.
And you got to be there for X amount of days. It's not just a one day in and out. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah, it's in depth. But that's a credit to both individuals. I know Ryan always seeking to learn and improve, and just like the players. But 2 individuals have a lot of respect for each other.
Somehow stays in bounds into the 18. Colin Martin. Ooh. Yeah, I thought that went off of Martin, but they'll say it's North Carolina FC.
Colin Martin breaking the 10,000th USL regular season minute in today's game. He's on 9,931 going into it, Dean. So the extra 11, does that count? Does that count towards it, Dean? Do you know? 90 plus the extra 11 plus the 4 in the first half?
I don't think so.
No. I think it's a good question, though, isn't it?
It is.
Especially with stoppage time these days, it's like another quarter in the game.
You only ask good questions, Andrew Tate.
Now I know you're lying.
No, I'm not. I need you to check, though. Does McGuire have a yellow card? Because the referee was ready to fire him up one.
No.
Okay.
No.
He's going to get one here before.
Farouk has one.
Okay. 95th minute.
He's one of the few that don't have one.
So we still have 6 minutes, which is even a lot, right? Like if they popped up 6, you'd be like, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, now this is where North Carolina FC needs to play. I mean, there's just too much time. They got to go to goal. DaCosta over to Maldonado. Maldonado takes a shot. Oh! And Peru gets low. That's how they got to play it, though, right?
Yeah. They're trying to kill it. They've got to be smart, though. You can't put too many eggs in that basket trying to get this goal that will surely get the 3 points.
Greg has had himself a big-time game. Not just the goal, but just playing with confidence. Confidence is so powerful. In fact, as they throw it into DaCosta, maybe he can find some, right? And get back out there. Maldonado trying to close it down. That's not a bad weapon to have either. With Summersall gave all he can and then some. Got nicked a little bit. Some tough fouls. Then you bring in Mikey Maldonado to just close it down with his pure brute power and strength.
No, it's a great point. I think Maldonado, yeah, that particular change speaks volumes. I think just the strength of the bench today. You've got DaCosta, McLaughlin, Maldonado, Batista. You know, one of the things I did want to highlight today was young Xavier Holloway, 17-year-old academy signee this week. Just 7 young boys from the Youth Academy signing their academy contracts, and something that makes John Bradford really proud.
Armstrong! And how about North Carolina FC? Ezra Armstrong makes it 2-0.
And finally, they've been knocking on the door the whole game, it seems, Dean. When the 7th minute of added time, Ezra Armstrong. The turnover here, McLaughlin's back pressing, Colin Martin's on the scene. DaCosta with the assist, just feeds into the path of Ezra Armstrong. One touch to set himself and then drives it low under the body of Faroux. And a huge goal that puts a lot of smiles on North Carolina players and fans' faces. Boy, did they deserve that.
In added time, NCFC goal for number 42, Ezra Armstrong.
Ezra Armstrong has done it again.
16, Rodrigo DaCosta.
DaCosta gets the assist. And a good shield by Armstrong. 2-0, North Carolina FC.
You have to say, Dean, they deserve it. 2-0, I think, is a fair scoreline, for sure. Loudoun have certainly not been at the races today. And North Carolina probably could have double what they've got.
Indeed. Minute 99. For me, Andrew Tate, and you'll know more about the game than I ever will, but with 11 minutes, I mean, that's a lot of time, and it's one thing to run it out by possession. It's another to run it out by attacking the goal, and they did it back-to-back, and then on the second one, they got that second goal.
The disappointing thing for Loudoun there was it was a turnover in their own defensive third that led to it. You've sort of gifted the 3 points there. Francois down. Showing the referee his war wounds.
Wow, so this is probably going to go to almost 105. They might try to match the weather delay with the extra time on the back end.
Fans, be sure to stop by this Friday at May 17th at 8 p.m. for a primetime courage match against the Utah Royals FC for Kits and Kicks night. Then we'll be back June 16th for the next NCFC match against Monterey Bay FC right here at Wakemet Soccer Park.
I don't normally always remember referees, but I'll remember J.J. Belinsky if we see him again.
He definitely works out, Dean.
Oh, my goodness.
It's a good shot by the cameraman there. The one thing I will say, Dean, is he's refereed with authority, right? I think that's the thing. Right? He's been very sure of his decisions. He had some big calls to make. I think Loudoun will probably point to that decision on Leggett in the first half with Paco Craig's hand in and around the shoulder area.
Uh-oh. Batista already got one, so he wanted to give a red, and here it comes.
And that is a black mark on the game.
I saw it real time. Batista, I mean, swung his arm, but I felt like it was a natural move, quite frankly, but he's got a red, and Batista will be done. We'll have to miss the next game, too.
For number 7, Lamar Batista in added time.
So watch, comes in to defend now.
I mean,
I don't know
Dean,
if I even saw it.
There's nothing there. That's a really frustrating end to the game for Batista, who came in midway through the first half and has played really, really well after battling off some injury problems. And that is a problem for the home team as they go into that next game on the road at Pittsburgh. They've lost Malou and now Batista to potentially suspension, so Malou to injury.
Headed out of bounds by Washington.
And with maybe 5 minutes to go, Dean, it's not done. As we get to the 103rd minute.
So, Andrew, forgive my eyes, but when they showed it again, I didn't even see a swinging arm.
Oh.
Loose in front. Maybe a goal kick. See Ezra
Armstrong giving Jake Maguire a big man hug there, making a good save. Oh, the ref's had enough.
He has had enough. Final score as Ezra Armstrong gets the second one. North Carolina FC 2, Loudoun United FC 0. Final thought.
Just a big performance from the home team. They've been due a win and they finally got it, and I think they were full value for it. So great effort from the home team and goals from Paco Craig and Ezra Armstrong to give them a big 3 points.
All right, we're going to take one more break and come back to wrap things up as North Carolina FC jumps up the USL Championship table with 3 points, courtesy of a 2-0 win over Loudoun United FC. We'll be right back.
Have you ever needed to stop or change the way you do something you love because of aches, pains, or injury? The physical therapists at Select Physical Therapy are here to get you back to work, life, and your favorite activities. Most importantly, your goals are their goals. Their movement experts will listen and develop an individualized treatment plan so you can heal. Begin care faster by requesting an appointment today at selectphysicaltherapy.com. Experience the power of physical therapy at Select Physical Therapy.
That's why Lenovo launched the Evolve Small Initiative. We gave every small business the opportunity to use Queen Latifah as the face of their marketing with their own customized video. So far, Lenovo Evolve Small, in partnership with AMD and Microsoft, has helped over 1,000 women and minority-owned small businesses to thrive. With more than $2.4 million in grants, tech, mentorship, and marketing resources. Stay tuned for what's next with Lenovo.
Great to say. How about North Carolina FC? Not once, but twice. Paco Craig got the first one fairly early doors in the first half, and then Ezra Armstrong with the second one in a game that had multiple delays, weather delays we didn't totally understand, yellow cards, red cards, you name it. We saw it all, but if you're North Carolina FC, you're pretty happy as you get the 3 points, Andrew Tate.
Yeah, I think there's lots to be happy about, lots to smile about as the social selfies are going on right now. Clean sheet, lots of chances created, goals scored. It was everything sort of put together. Despite the rain delays, injuries, red cards, yellow cards, it's the 3 points of the performance they needed.
Let's take a look at the highlights here in this one.
Rafa Menzigen, really positive performance from him today. Cutting inside on that left foot. His left foot saw a lot of action today. Real bright spot from that right wing-back position. You see him there trying to get something going here. Combines with Conway. Conway weaves in and out and gets a shot with his left foot. Peru was equal to it though. The busier of the two goalkeepers. And here was second phase opportunity off a corner. Perez and Menzigen linking. Menzigen curling a ball with his left foot and finding the right boot of the captain, Paco Craig. The centre-back swivelling here inside the box and guiding it into that far corner for the opening goal for the home team. And look how happy he is. He knew what a big goal that was. Needed goals from other areas. And then this here was the one to ice it right in the game. Garrett McLaughlin, Colin Martin, Evan Conway. DaCosta, though, with the setup for Ezra Armstrong, who drives it low and hard under Farouk to put the game beyond doubt and give a big 3 points to the home team.
Jake Maguire gets the clean sheet for John Bradford, as well as North Carolina FC get their second win of the season, and they'll move up the ladder. Any final thoughts on the match stats?
I mean, they say exactly what we thought, Dean. Just confirmed what the dominating performance from North Carolina FC. 21 shots to 3, 7-1 on target. Possession is not really important when it comes to the game. 7 corners to 5, and lots of yellow cards sprinkled in to add to an eventful evening.
For the best crew in the business, led by Kyle Lang, Joe Ferrara, and the rest of the gang. For Brian Ware and his great research, my broadcast partner, the great Andrew Tate, I'm Dean Linke saying, how about North Carolina FC? They get a 2-0 win over Loudoun United FC.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.